welcome, and thank you all once again for joining us here at the Blue Lotus Meditation and Mindfulness Center for our customary bi-weekly guided meditation and Dharma talk. Today is March 18th, 2024, and it is 6 p.m. here in the Central Time Zone. So thank you for coming out this evening, or perhaps if you're watching this on the replay. Thank you for spending some of your time with us. It's greatly appreciated. Educating our minds with the Dharma is very important, especially in these trying times, right? A lot of challenges and circumstances that we all face, not only individually, but collectively as a society. We all face those challenges together. So understanding the Dharma and how it directly influences our own well-being is absolutely important. So thank you for joining us today. Just some brief announcements before we begin. We have a wonderful new offering and new in-person offering here at our at our center. Our in-person meditation on Monday mornings at 9 a.m. It is a registered event, so please just visit our website and just register like you would normally for any of our other events and come sit with us. It's only an hour. We'll do some guided meditations, receive the triple gems, or the three jewels. Sometimes you call them the three gems, triple jewels, blessings and so forth, and some guided meditations and short Dharma talk just to get us ready for the week. Our Dharma Institute, right? We have meditation teachers training that is completely open, so you can join to get your certification if you're interested in helping others. So that's now an asynchronous offering as well, as well as our mindfulness parenting class. Right? Our mindfulness parenting class is also available on our Dharma Institute. If you are interested in being a youth leader, we have our Young Lotus youth groups. Perhaps if you're one of our teens, our younger viewers, and you want to participate as well, it's open for 6th grade all the way up to 12th grade. And if you like to start a chapter in your own school, you're absolutely welcome to. Just reach out to us and let us know. Our weekly sanghas, right? Our healing sangha, our veteran sangha, our new beginnings and rainbow and welcoming sangha, as well as our teen. So if you're a teen and you're a part of our Young Lotus youth groups, absolutely join us for our teen sanghas every week, so we can help you support your mindfulness practice as well. Our summer calendar is open, so be sure to check our summer calendar for any events and offerings that you may like to come and visit us in person. Come join us. Our meditation retreats, silent retreats, mindful walks, our free teen retreat as well, and our couples retreat. So good. So many wonderful things getting ready to blossom as we enter spring. Doesn't seem like spring where we are in Minnesota. It got below freezing and snow again. So, but that's wonderful, right? Snow is fine, and we didn't have a lot this year. So let's begin with the three jewels before we begin our guided meditation, and then transition over to our Dharma talk. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. Very well. So tonight's topic will be understanding karma. Karma is oftentimes a misunderstood condition that we all experience. That's why we're here, right? Because of karma. So it's oftentimes misunderstood. And so we will delve into that, try to get a little clarity and remove those veils of illusion and those dust in our eyes on what karma is. But let's jump into our guided meditation. We'll slowly walk into there. So, and it's going to be on doing good deeds. All right. Let's go ahead and let's begin by taking a moment, settle our bodies into a comfortable position. You may close your eyes or keep them open, slightly open with a soft focus, looking downward, a few feet in front of you if you choose. Breathe in. Pause. Breathe out. You're warmly invited to allow a half smile to rest on your face as well, if you choose. Allow your spine to lift and your shoulders to soften. And soften your belly as you continue settling in. Breathe in. Pause. And breathe out. Let's meditate on the benefits of doing good deeds. And recall a time, if you will, when you were the recipient of a good deed, an unexpected good deed. Maybe you were stranded on the side of the road and passing motorists helped you. Maybe you were struggling with carrying some packages and someone offered you assistance in carrying them. Any unexpected good deed. How did that make you feel? What emotions were brought to the surface as a result of this unexpected gift? Just make note of them. Perhaps you felt a sense of relief. Or maybe a feeling that you are valued. Perhaps it was just simply a feeling that you were important to someone. Being the recipient of a good deed is clearly a joyful experience and one that is highly treasured. sense of relief is almost undescribable. Breathe in. Pause. And breathe out. Now, think of a time when you were the unexpected benefactor to someone in need. What emotions surfaced in you as a result of this experience? Did you expect anything in return in doing this good deed? Of course not. You simply had the means to offer assistance to another human being and willingly gave it to them. You eased their suffering, even if only for a moment. That is a precious gift to give to someone. Breathe in. Pause. And breathe out. During these caring actions, two gifts are always exchanged. Both the giver and the recipient nurture feelings of support and compassion. And these are precious gifts in and of themselves. Continue exchanging these precious gifts to help ease the suffering in the world, one person at a time. Go ahead and begin to open your eyes slowly and reorientate yourselves to your surroundings before you stand up. Sometimes our legs can get a little numb from sitting in a position for too long, so it's it's always prudent to get our bearings and make sure we have feelings in our legs before we stand up. So understanding karma. Excuse me. So what is karma, right? Well, let's think about it. Before we even jump into karma, think about where we are. We have all been reincarnated many times. Many, many times. Simply, that's why you're here. You haven't broken that cycle of karma, right? The samsara. I'm sorry, you haven't broken that cycle of samsara. Right? And samsara is, it's a Pali and a Sanskrit word that means wandering as well as world. Right? And so we wander the world over and over, There's where that cycle of rebirth and living and then death and then rebirth continuously occurs. And samsara is a word that is found in Hinduism and as well as Buddhism, right? And also Jainism, right? So it's found in that, the word itself is found in that whole region. Right? And it's a very important concept in that region. It's not one that we typically accept or adhere to here in the West, but as Buddhist practitioners, samsara and karma are words that we incorporate into our being, into our daily lives. And so samsara is simply the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. And that's why we're here. We have not broken that cycle of samsara yet. So then we come across the word when we study and really look into the texts. And even in everyday language, we have heard the word karma. Right? All that's bad karma or good karma. We tend to think of karma as negative, but it's not. It doesn't have to be. Right? It can be good. It can be positive. We can have good karma. Hence, that's why we do the good deeds. Right? So we can get good karma. But karma itself, also, you may have heard the word kamma. Kamma. Same thing. Right? Means the same thing. Simply, it's just a concept of action or work, right? Or the deeds and its effect on the consequences. So that's why karma can be positive or negative, right? It's all about the user, right? Or the person who is initiating whatever action or deed will have a karmic effect. So it's important to understand that when we act negatively or hurtful, that is negative karma, bad karma. When we act positively, generously, compassionately, that is good karma, right? So they can balance out to some degree. An intent in those deeds or actions is important. It's not the final say, right? It's not the final determination, but it is important, right? It is something that is considered when, before our next rebirth, what our actions were, what our intent was with those actions. So it's important that we always have good intent, right? We act empathetically, we act compassionately, generously. We're not stingy or miserly. We're not overly critical, right? And karma is built up, right, over your life, over your lifetime. And the type of karma, whether you have good karma, good actions, good deeds, or bad ones, negative ones, those will directly impact in the determination of your next life. So that's why it's very important to always have good intent, good heart, act generously, compassionately, peacefully towards others. And even if there were no karma, that's how we should be treating one another, right? Because we always want to treat people how we ourselves would want to be treated. The golden rule, right? Treat others as you would want to be treated. That's very important. And so karma is not instantaneous. All of the situations that we experience now in our lifetimes is a direct result of previous lives' actions. Right? Previous life actions. And so there is no instant karma, even though that's a good song, right? It's a good song by John Lennon, Instant Karma. So karma only provides you the situation or that circumstance in this lifetime, but you have free will. You have free will. So how you choose to act on this situation is completely up to you. And that's where the skillfulness comes in. Right? If we get a negative situation, perhaps we lose our jobs. Right? Perhaps, you lost an income. You could certainly act irresponsibly, unskillfully, and be harmful to yourselves, perhaps to your family members, or even to others. Maybe you say something on your way out, right, to people that perhaps you just, that you don't get along with. That will affect you, your karmic seed. But if you did lose your job and you just exit gracefully, that's good karma, good actions, right thought, right actions, right speech. There are times that when we have our actions, that we can earn merit to perhaps counteract some of the negative deeds. But we have to know and have the understanding that it doesn't wipe them out completely. It just lessens the severity of whatever that bad deed could have been. And so, for example, perhaps you're a hunter for either sport or sustenance, right? Doesn't matter. You're taking a life. Right? Remember the first precept, right? No killing. So you have killed, whether it's for sport or even for sustenance, right? Taking a sentient life will always result in negative karma. Now, you will not be able, you can earn merit, but you will never be able to completely wipe that out. Right? You can, again, lessen the severity of those actions, but not, not completely. Now, doing enough, performing enough good deeds, perhaps you can return as a human being again in your next life. Right? So even if you did, maybe you hunted a deer, or maybe you're a rancher or something, I don't know. But you do perform some good deeds, maybe to counteract that. So again, you may come back as a human being. But suppose, take for an example, a hunter. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you did not perform good deeds, right? And you don't earn enough merit for a good life in your next life. It's a possibility. Right? An option, what possibly could happen is maybe you are reborn as one of those deer. Right? Maybe you're coming back as a lesser life form. Maybe you are, instead of the hunter, now you are the hunted. Right? Destined to always be wary for your life. And that's suffering. So this can go back and forth. Right? It can go completely back and forth. So it's important that we always act with kindness, with empathy. Right? Following those the 5 precepts, right, will certainly help, in achieving positive karma. Right? And perhaps even to some degree, lessening the effects of the negative karma. And so after many incarnations of rebirth, hopefully something sticks, right? Something clicks in your mind that allows you to face certain circumstances, challenging circumstances, difficult circumstances, or whatnot, with loving kindness, right? With empathy towards others. And with that skillful behavior, that skillful mindset, that skillful intention, right? That may lead us towards that path of liberation, which we are all looking for, right? Ending that cycle of samsara. So we don't have that continuous cycle of birth, life, death, rebirth. So our intentions are very important, right? In remembering that all of those events, every single event that you are experiencing now, minor car accident, a promotion, burning a special meal, maybe you burnt the turkey or whatever it is that you're eating. Crops don't yield as much, right? Maybe there's quite abundance. Those are the events. That's karma coming back to you. And so how you address them, how you skillfully navigate those circumstances gives you karma, right? Good karma, hopefully. Well, thank you for joining us this evening for our bi-weekly guided meditation and live stream. I always love to hear your comments, read your comments, and I respond rather quickly, certainly within a few hours or so, especially if it's at nighttime. Even I got to take a nap sometime or go to sleep. But I always respond very quickly. Right? But let us know what you think in the comments below. We're always delighted to offer our support and guidance to help you along your mindfulness journey, so you can end your samsara and earn positive merit with good deeds. Our next talk is on April 1st, same time, 6 p.m. We look forward to seeing you, and we will end our time together this evening again with the 3 jewels. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. Sathu, Sathu, Sathu. So again, thank you for joining us this evening. It's been an absolute delight having you all come in, and if you are just missing us, the replay will be back up. Give me a few moments and it'll be on our YouTube channel, and you can watch it there at your leisure. If you're watching it sometime in the future, thank you so much. We appreciate all of your kind support, and we are so delighted to support you in your mindfulness journey, and we wish you all peace, ease, and well-being. Take care, dear friends.